We've all been told that love is the greatest human experience. That romantic desire is the path to happiness. That intimacy brings connection, fulfillment, and meaning. But what if everything we've been taught about love and sex is a lie? What if desire isn't about mutual respect or connection at all? What if it's about domination? And worse, misery. Arthur Schopenhauer, one of the most brutally honest philosophers of the 19th century, didn't sugarcoat the human condition. When it comes to sex, love, and desire, Schopenhauer saw only one thing: suffering. Schopenhauer believed that human beings are driven by an uncontrollable will, a force he described as the will to live. This will compels us to seek survival, to seek reproduction, to seek pleasure. But according to Schopenhauer, this isn't about achieving happiness or meaning. It's about blind, unthinking instincts. Sex, for Schopenhauer, was not the romantic union of two souls. It was a battlefield. The will to live uses sexual desire as a weapon, a tool to ensure that life continues at any cost. Sex isn't about pleasure or connection. It's about domination. It's about self-interest masked as love. And the worst part: no one escapes the misery of this dynamic. Schopenhauer saw desire as a curse, not a blessing. He argued that the very nature of desire is that it is insatiable. Once we get what we want, whether it's love, sex, or pleasure, we soon find that desire returns, stronger than ever. There's never enough. There's always more to want. And when we fail to get what we want, we experience pain. Not just emotional pain, but existential pain, the suffering of wanting something that's always out of reach. But there's more. Schopenhauer's theory of sex was about domination. He didn't see men and women as equals, as modern culture often wants to suggest. He saw women as the ultimate other, and men as driven by their desire to dominate. In Schopenhauer's view, women were not the romantic ideal. They were not the nurturing angels that romanticism often paints them to be. Instead, women were seen as the means to an end, tools in the will to life. Schopenhauer believed that men's desire for women was not rooted in love, but in a biological imperative to reproduce. And for women, Schopenhauer argued that their desire was equally rooted in survival, not in romantic ideals. Their attraction to men, in his eyes, was the natural instinct to secure a mate, to pass on their genes, and to perpetuate the human race. Both men and women are slaves to the will to live, and sex is simply the means through which this domination plays out. You might be uncomfortable with this. You might be thinking, isn't there more to love than domination and misery? The answer is no, Schopenhauer would argue. What he saw was that love, as we understand it, is a social construct. The idea that love is about mutual respect, mutual affection, or soul connection, these are illusions. For Schopenhauer, love is self-deception. It's a way for the individual to mask the true nature of their desire. It's a mechanism that lets us feel connected while we're really just serving our biological needs. So, what does Schopenhauer suggest? What does he propose for us to do with this truth? First, he proposes awareness. Once you see desire for what it is, a tool of domination and suffering, you can free yourself from the cycle. You can stop pretending that love is a magical, transcendent experience and accept that it is simply a biological imperative. When you stop seeking pleasure through sex, you stop being manipulated by the will to live. Schopenhauer's second proposal is renunciation. He was not a fan of indulgence. He believed that the path to peace, freedom, and true happiness lay in renouncing desire altogether. Instead of living for pleasure, Schopenhauer argued, we should strive to reduce suffering by detaching ourselves from desire. The path to inner peace, for Schopenhauer, was through self-discipline, detachment, and accepting the transience of life. But this isn't easy. Living in a world dominated by sexuality, desire, and consumerism, Schopenhauer's solution feels almost impossible. It's a difficult truth to accept. That love is not what we were taught. It's not the answer to all our problems. It's just another form of suffering. In today's world, where we are constantly bombarded with images of perfect relationships and flawless love, Schopenhauer's truth seems harsh. But here's the real question. Can we ever truly be free of desire? Can we ever stop using people, whether consciously or unconsciously, to fill the empty spaces inside us? Schopenhauer's philosophy suggests that the answer is no. Desire is inevitable. It will always shape our lives. But if we can see it for what it is, a source of suffering, we can stop pretending it's the answer. True freedom, according to Schopenhauer, comes not from indulgence in love, sex, or desire, but from recognizing the nature of desire and breaking free from its grip. So what's the takeaway? Sex, love, and desire are not about connection. They are tools for domination, shaped by biology, and always accompanied by misery. The real challenge isn't finding the perfect partner or chasing endless pleasure. It's about breaking the cycle. It's about finding peace in renunciation and accepting the truth about the world's most powerful force: the will to live. You've heard Schopenhauer's philosophy. What do you think? Is love really about connection and happiness, or is it just another form of domination? Let's discuss in the comments. And if this changed how you see desire, share it with someone who still believes in the fantasy.